How to spot a narcissist before you even date them, online and off. Let's go on and talk about it.
I was just patient, never try skating. Fuck niggas hating.
In this video, I want to discuss a few traits that you'll notice in extremely toxic people or narcissistic people. One and the same, I like to think. These traits that I'm going to mention in this video do not require that you enter into a relationship with one in order to spend a little bit of time getting to know them, only to find out that they are narcissistic or extremely toxic. If you see these things up front within your first encounter of a woman, you can bet your bottom dollar that she is extremely toxic or she's a narcissist. Without wasting any of your time, we're finna jump right into it. Number one thing that I have in my own experience, everything is that I'm mentioning in this video I've experienced, but one thing I've definitely experienced with toxic women in the early stages, I'm talking about the first encounter, maybe even the first conversation with a toxic woman, is that she is unreasonably disrespectful to complete strangers. Can you imagine what your frame of mind has to be to disrespect somebody you know nothing about? You don't know if they're equipped with something that can harm you. You don't know if they could potentially be the employer at the job you're going to work at in the near future. You don't know anything about this person, but you have the capabilities to put all potential information, pertinent details about this person, or care, wherewithal, anything about this person to the side in order to disrespect them, and you don't even know who they are. You don't even know their name. Let me give you an example. If a man was to approach a woman, she says, "Ew, you're not my type. You're ugly." Okay? That is disrespectful. She doesn't know if this guy has a brick in his back pocket. She doesn't know who he is. He could have been saying, "Excuse me, ma'am, you dropped your wallet," but she was disrespectful without even knowing him. Or she can be disrespectful to somebody else. It doesn't have to be a man. It can be disrespectful to the waitress. It can be disrespectful to the cashier. She has the unreasonable ability to be disrespectful to people that she does not know. Now, somebody's going to be out there, that look, that their 9-to-5 job is trolling the internet and leaving comments to contradict the content. Someone's going to say, that doesn't mean she's a narcissist. Well, bare minimum, this is an extremely toxic person. This is somebody who has no regard, who has the ability to be disrespectful, clearly. This is somebody who is impulsive. This is somebody who is toxic, not well-mannered. This is somebody who is, self-seeking or unaware of their surroundings, maybe even no self-awareness. And all of these traits fit into the narcissistic, definition or description. So regardless if they are a narcissist and a person like myself can or cannot diagnose because I am not a therapist, if I saw these traits in a woman, her ability to disrespect a complete stranger, I'd avoid her. I'd assume that if you can disrespect somebody that you don't know, you have much more of the ability to disrespect somebody you do actually know. Okay? So I want to keep it specific in this video and as far as my examples, because these are things that you do not need to get to know somebody in order to determine. Okay? You can see them in action. The first time you meet them, you try to approach her and she's disrespecting you, leave it alone. Why would you entertain somebody like that beyond her disrespecting you before she even knows your name? Before she even knows why you said, "Excuse me, miss"? Number 2, sign that someone is highly toxic or a narcissist early on upon meeting them, being pushy or trying to coerce you into a commitment of any kind or intimacy without even knowing you. See, you'll have somebody who is, "Come on, man, just do it." You know what I'm saying? "Come on, man, like we can just, you just met somebody and they're like, "Man, we should get a place together, man." Maybe an employee at a job or something like that. You like, "Get a place with you? I don't even know you." They're just down to do stuff that requires commitment early on. You know what I mean? And you're like, this is weird. Why would I move in with you? I don't even know you. Okay? And now somebody's going to jump in the comments and say, that doesn't mean that they're a toxic person. That doesn't mean that they're a narcissist. Think about it. What are they trying to gain out of their interaction with a complete stranger where they're willing to jump into commitments, regardless of what it is? A lease, a relationship, or maybe even intimacy. They're trying to coerce you into it. What are they trying to do? They're clearly trying to extract something that only benefits themselves. That's why I use the word coerce, because that's to force or persuade or to convince you to do something that benefits themselves. Bare minimum, this is a self-seeking person. Bare minimum, this is a con artist. Bare minimum, this is somebody who has their own benefit at mind. Who does that sound like? What type of person does that sound like again? A narcissist. So if they're not a clinically diagnosed narcissist, they are bare minimum a very toxic, highly toxic person. And this is a quick and easy early sign that you can see to be able to detect either a narcissist or bare minimum a toxic person. Number 3, talking as if they've known you for years. Talking to you as if they've known you for years. What's going on, bros? You know what I'm saying? That's not necessarily talking to you as if they know you for years. But just imagine that fast, slick talking person that walks up on you and they're giving you hugs and they're all close on you. They're hanging all over your shoulder. And you're like, I don't even know this person. You know what I'm saying? And they're introducing you to people and can't even really, what was your name again? Yeah, this is my bros. What was your name? Kevin. You know, that person who is just attaching themselves to you as if they knew you forever. Okay? Now, somebody's going to say, I do that when I'm at the party, or that ain't nothing but somebody just wanting to share holiday cheers. Okay, what type of person attaches themselves to people that they do not know? And what would be the motive for attaching yourself to somebody that you do not know? Why would you be encroaching on someone's personal space when you don't know them? What could potentially be your motive behind doing that? What could you possibly be trying to gain from acting like you know me? Lowering my defenses? Making me feel comfortable around you, possibly? Making me open up to you and be vulnerable about maybe some financial information or some whereabouts of some very prized possessions? Who would do something like that? A con artist. Someone who is good at pretending. Somebody who has sociopathic tendencies and can blend into any arena with any group of people, develop their accent, develop their culture, maybe even say they're from where they're from, just to get along. You guessed it. Sounds pretty narcissistic to me. Number 4, being excessively needy and clingy straight out the gate. You're talking to somebody, your baby, your honey. They want to spend every moment of time with you. You can't get rid of them. You're trying to go over here. They're following you. Where you going? Why you leave me? I want to ride with you. That you get to exchange phone numbers. They want to text you all day, and the second that you don't respond to them, they have an attitude. They're expecting you to be available to them every second of the day, every day, and you just met this person. Need I say more? Why would they do this? Oh, someone's going to say, that's just a codependent person. Let me tell you something about narcissism. It is a codependent disease. It's something that happens to people who have attachment issues, have abandonment issues, who have been, traumatized, who have been deprived things that they needed. And so they have, developed this personality of, I have to get it. I have to go get it myself. No one's going to give it to me. It's an opportunistic mentality. It doesn't always have to be malignant and outspoken and loud and obnoxious and rude. It can also be covert, done in a more shy manner. So people trying to, again, attach themselves to you and being clingy and clinging to you, and they don't even know you. Therefore, how could they respect you or know your true intentions? Yes, people see your value when they first meet you. They say, this is clearly a smart guy. This is clearly a nice guy. Well, we have to stop for a second and think, what about me makes this person so sure that I'm what they want or need in their life? Things that they don't even know yet? Who do something like that? Number 5, avoiding questions that potentially expose their true character or identity. So, you meet somebody and you ask them what their intentions are as far as dating, and they say, oh, I'm just going with the flow. Everything is vague. They don't want to give you any detail. They want to give you the one-word answers. They want to keep conversation short within 5 to 10 minutes because they know in the multitude of words, you're going to be able to hear who they really are, how they really think. And sometimes the mask slips and they go rambling, especially if they've been smoking or drinking, and they talk, and then you're just listening, and then you hear the cracks through their words. So they like to try to keep conversations real short. They like to try to reserve as much detail as possible so that you can't figure them out. These people who are surface level communicators, everything is, what type of pizza do you like? What's your favorite color? They don't want to go any deeper than that because then it's inevitable that information that can be used to determine who they really are shows up. So when you're talking to a woman, maybe you're on an online dating app, and you ask her, so where you from? She might say Chicago. What brings you here? What brings you here being an open-ended question that is asked to, sift or to, gain information or understanding of someone's motive to relocate. You get ghosted. They don't want to provide information that potentially leads to their true identity or character. And the only person that would do something like this is either a narcissist or, bare minimum, an extremely toxic mind game master manipulator. Number 6, intermittent ghosting within days of meeting them. So you meet somebody, you guys hit it off, you guys are laughing, you guys get this strong connection, that so you think. And then all of a sudden, this person can go 6 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours without responding. Now, somebody's going to say, that doesn't mean that they're a narcissist. That just means that they lost interest. Key word here is intermittent. Intervals, on and off, gone, back again, leave, return. Intermittent ghosting is when someone ghosts you periodically, then returns. Ghosts you periodically, then returns. It can be for hours. It can be for days, weeks, or even months. Whatever time that they need to go live their other life, they're going to take that time. And they're going to return with a lame excuse like they were busy. Something's going on with my phone. My phone was dead. I was in the hospital. I died, went to heaven, and came back. Whatever's needed to be said so that you would accept them leaving and returning. Oh, that doesn't mean they're a narcissist. That just means they're a cheater. Need I say more? Either a narcissist or an extremely toxic individual / master manipulator. Number 7, intentionally withholding pertinent information that can be used to determine if you date them or not. Like having kids, being married, not living in the state that you met them in, their living situation. I don't know, maybe even they have a terminal disease they should have told you about. You find out, if you went beyond this point, you'd have to find out later on that they lied. So this is one of those things that might take a little bit of time, but this is why you listen. And when someone comes back and, they say, oh, yeah, the doctor said blah, 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 I can't have any intimacy for the next 4 or 5 days. And you're like, I have to take this pill. And he's like, you have to take a pill And until this pill is out of your system, you should avoid intimacy. You do the math. Number 8, saying I love you and I trust you way too early in the game. I don't exactly know the time frame of how long it would take somebody to love you. But I've personally been in a situation with a woman where we were dating for 3 weeks, 21 days. And she said she loved me. And I said, okay. She said, well, how do you feel about me? And I said, I like you a lot, but I wouldn't lie to you and say I love you. I could see us going somewhere. I have no issues that are preventing us from getting there, but that's not where I'm at. She said, you got me fucked up. I said, what the heck just happened? What's going on? Ghosted me. When I talked to my boys about it, they said, oh, you cold for that. I said, what did I do? You were supposed to lie to her. I said, what? Create a stalker? Have somebody been entitled to me? Somebody that's blowing me up, popping up at my crib? Why would I do that? I was a jerk for not lying to this person. Let's fast forward that story, though, because it's absolutely true. About 6 to 8 months later, she returns, saying she misses me. She returns pregnant by another man and says she hopes that her being pregnant by another man doesn't ruin what we had. You leaving ruined what we had. But that goes to support this point. Someone who will tell you that they love you immediately, I trust you immediately, without even developing any kind of intellectual connection that's based off of understanding of one's character, I call cap. And I call either narcissistic or extremely toxic. Number 9, entitled to inappropriate favors or loans. Early on, they want to borrow money. They want to be taken shopping. They want you to pay their bills. They want to move in with you. They want to use your car. They don't even know your middle name. You don't even know their real name. You don't even know their real phone number. I'd think that this was either a narcissistic person, crazy person, but bare minimum, an extremely toxic person. I'd avoid them. Anything that makes me feel like, where'd this person come up with that? Why did they think that was okay? I'm gone. Lastly, number 10, major attitude shifts when hearing the word no. Ooh. About 3,000 women just ran. That's one of my testers. I say no for sport. Just like women reject men for sport, I say no, I'm not interested for sport. Even if I might be okay with something, if I'm on the fence about it, the answer is no. And I have no problem with doing that. I happen to have designed my life in a way that I'm not afraid of you walking away. I'm not afraid of you disagreeing with me. I'm not afraid of what you have to say about me, especially when I know you don't even know who I am. So when I tell a woman no, and she just can't handle it, and she just can't understand why I would ever use that word no, and she's like, but why would you say no? But why? And she just can't let it go. You guessed it. She gets no play. Okay? I'd avoid a person who just for the life of her cannot accept the word no. The answer is no. No, we're not dating. No, I'm not interested. No, I can't give you. No, you can't have. I hope this video does help a couple people. I know every single thing I mentioned in this video I've experienced time and time again, and I was guilty of ignoring these signs and then had to, just to make sure that I wasn't being judgmental or make sure that I wasn't missing out on a potential good thing. I gave someone a pass, being reasonable, being empathetic, and then only to find out that the things that you accept be the things that you regret. If this video has helped you, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe. But if you are new to my channel, my name is Jerome, and this has been yet another episode of The Superb Word. Until next time, y'all, 2 fingers. All right.